Today in the crypto space, we see the market looking pretty strong. The altcoins are moving to higher levels as Bitcoin is going sideways and Ethereum pushing up approximately 3%. In today's video, I want to talk about the general market. I want to use Bitcoin as a leading indicator, but more importantly, I want to talk about one project that is at the bottom of the range, looking for that pivot point structure, and that project is called SEI. So you know what? Let's talk about the news, let's analyze the charts, and let's strategize to capitalize. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike, and let's get right into it, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome. On the channel, we talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins, looking for opportunities. Whether we go up or down, bearish or bullish, it doesn't matter. All we want to do is stay one step ahead of the market so that we can capitalize on any of the volatility. And if you appreciate the strategy, subscribe to the channel, click the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, including the live streams at 8 p.m. EST, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Guys, if you have any projects you want me to cover on the channel, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. You can hit me up on the socials. The links are in the description. Better yet, guys, join the Discord. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. All right, guys, let's begin. Let's see what's going on here. Market cap is rising. Nice and slow grind to the upside, right around that 2.3 trillion. I remember it being the previous resistance with regards to market cap. And we're also seeing some good trading volume here, which is a good indication that the market is interested, right? We are seeing that the market participation is coming in. We're seeing trading volume, which is good. We want transactions, we want individuals getting into the space and capital flowing in. So that's a good indication. We do see that Bitcoin at the end of the day is still kind of going sideways. Ethereum is showing slightly more strength over Bitcoin. It is up 3%. It is up approximately 16% in the last 7 days. In comparison to Bitcoin, it is doing a bit better in the last 7 days as well. So not too bad there for ETH and the rest of the altcoin market, as we do see BNB grind to the upside approximately 4% today. Not bad whatsoever. For a nice large cap altcoin, definitely doing pretty good. Solana going sideways. In the last little while, you got to admit Solana hasn't been doing the greatest. I think a lot of people are worried about the meme coin narrative. Are the Solana days over, because the meme coin narrative is maybe cooling off here? It could be possible that we're going to see Solana retrace or maybe go sideways until we see a lot of the good projects that have great fundamentals transition or get on Solana. That's Render did it, and Render's pumping today. So the reality is that maybe Solana's days with meme coins are numbered. However, it is still a very viable network to see a lot of good projects with great fundamentals get in and see that tech evolve on the Solana network. So definitely be patient on Sol. I think Sol has a great place in this space to see a continuation up. As we keep on going down, we do see a lot of good altcoins running. Guys, I'm not going to get into all of these little details here because we're going to be live tonight at 8 p.m. EST, where we can get into a lot of details. And in fact, that is a great time and place for you guys to make any requests on any projects, any charts you want me to look at. I'll definitely put them in priority and take a look at those setups. But as you can see, guys, the market is looking good. Unfortunately, Caspa's not looking as good. It's kind of going steady there. SUI has been tearing it up in the last little while, of course. And today it's down a little bit, 2.4%. This is what we have to expect, is that if projects have been running, they are going to cool off and take their turn and wait and be patient, because they will continue eventually after they produce their bull flag. We are seeing a lot of green. Aave, Stacks, a lot of good one. Immutable X, IMX is doing great. We do have a lot of them, but then we have Phantom down approximately 2.4%, still going sideways, planking, holding horizontal supports. Does it come down for a Bart Simpson? Sure, very possible. Is it going to outdo the fact that since the bottom in the last 2 weeks that Phantom has been up significantly, right? Very significantly. Are we going to negate that? No way. We're not going to, let this hurt us. 2.4% is nothing. Even in the last 7 days, it's up 20% plus. So the reality is we're still in good hands here with Phantom and many other altcoins that are in a retracement. What you have to do, zoom out, guys, zoom out, because there's definitely opportunities. And this zooming out concept also applies to projects that are flying today, right? Like even Arweave is doing great, 14.5%. I've seen a lot of people on socials, yapping about it, which is great, of course. However, Arweave from a structural perspective is still in a structure that is a descending wedge. It hasn't broke trend, it hasn't changed character, it hasn't done really anything that is getting me super bullish other than class A bullish divergence, which you guys know I don't trade only divergences. You can't trade only divergences. You need confluence in the charts to give you a little bit more. So what we want is a little bit more data on Arweave, and while that data is being printed, it's likely that we see other projects break out and do well, and we can slowly be piling into Arweave. That's what I've been doing. I've been DCAing. I went through 2 rounds of buy opportunities on Arweave. I'm happy with the 14.4%, but I believe that if you're on the sidelines, you might get a few other opportunities to buy Arweave on a little bit of a dip, on a retracement, as it tries to break out of its structure. Guys, we'll take a look at all of this in future videos, of course. Let's keep on going down. We do have a lot of green, as you can see. Congrats, guys. Your portfolio is definitely in the green today. Lots of good green price action. But if you feel the FOMO, guys, and if you think this is magical, you haven't seen nothing yet. The altcoin season will definitely show you what the power of altcoins do, and that's what we're going to be focusing on in the upcoming weeks. Of course, let's take a look at Bitcoin. Let's see what's going on with Bitcoin, because at the end of the day, we're here to talk about price action as well. Bitcoin at the end of the day is hitting a bit of an issue, hitting a bit of resistance at the previous high, and I'm well aware that it could be a local top. It could be a scenario where we see Bitcoin get a rejection, come back to the bottom of the range, and the only reason why I am concerned about that is because Bitcoin has done it in the past, and it has disrespected many levels, many traditional levels that should have been respected. And ultimately, I don't trust Bitcoin's price action, and until it stays within this structure, we got to be patient. Let's take a look at this in a little bit more detail. So what I'm really trying to say here is that Bitcoin scrubbed right through the 200 daily multiple times, disrespecting like it doesn't even exist. It scrubbed through the horizontal previous support that we kind of looked at this as a bull flag early on. It disrespected, and it gets bouncing above and below and bouncing above below, and tons of volume coming in here. So what do we do? What do we do, guys? In my opinion is, obviously not financial advice, is stay neutral on Bitcoin. Stay neutral. Don't focus too much on Bitcoin. If you have your positions in, great, congrats. Hold those positions. Do your thing. I understand that we could still come down to about 44K. That's still in the works. That's still very possible. But as long as the price action is above the 200 daily EMA, which we are, and above that thicker white line right here at the green arrow, above that white line, I am happy to say that we are in a bullish stance. However, in the short term, we are dealing with this local top. Do we have enough bullish sentiment at the current opportunity to break above and potentially get back to about 72K? Very possible, but we are relying on a short squeeze, because I do believe that a few shorts are going to be coming in expecting this to be a local top that gets respected, and we see it roll over to the downside. So what am I saying, guys? I'm very neutral. I am focusing on those alts. I'm focusing on DCAing into those opportunities into the altcoin market, because that's where the gains are at. All right, guys, let's take a look at SEI. Let's take a look at SEI. The reason why I want to take a look at SEI is because SEI is not really doing much, because it's going sideways, but it's doing a lot with regards to structure. It's been putting in work. And what I'm saying here is a lot of the times we judge the chart by its volume, or judge the chart by its price action. And definitely that's very viable. Definitely it's something that we need to put at the forefront, is price action is king. However, it doesn't have to be raging price action. It doesn't have to be price action that's breaking out. It could be price action that's giving us confirmations. And to be honest, the price action that gives us confirmations is so valuable, because we can mitigate risk. And as a trader, I know how important it is to mitigate risk and to have that risk management in place. So we pay for risk management, and what we pay and how we pay is to buy slightly higher levels to get those confirmations. And this is what we're getting. Confirmations. Now, what I don't like is that we're getting rejected off the 200 daily EMA, and we know how important that EMA is. That justifies trend, and as long as we're below it, guys, unfortunately, we are in a bearish trend. And as we are right now, we are in a bearish trend still, because as you can see, we're coming down, bit of diagonal, bear flag, come down, bit of diagonal. Is this another bear flag? That's the question. Is this another bear flag? Or is this a transitionary phase from bearish to bullish, where we see a bigger pivot point to the upside? Guys, that is very possible, because at the current moment, what we're trying to do is prove that to the market. We did create a nice higher low right here. We did create a couple higher high. We created a higher high right here, and we did create a couple higher lows down here at these bottoms, which is good. We did come down to hunt liquidity at very important levels. As you can see, we came down through the volume gap, gap, we attempted, we came down, we got bought up real quick, and we're now shifting to the upside. The last level of liquidity was right into the zone that we already hunted. The next level is down here at the absolute bottoms at 11 cents, 12 cents, 15 cents. All this accumulation zone, all these goons down here that bought into this area taking the maximum amount of risk have been given maximum rewards. And if they haven't taken the rewards right here at these tops with the class A bearish divergences on these red arrows where you should be de-risking, guys, right now you're paying the ultimate price by giving back your gains to the market. Now, as we hang around on this level and you start looking at this deep retracement, which does look like an 886 down all the way down to these levels if you use Fibonacci theory, and if we do a swing low, let's do that right now, all the way from the bottom, all the way, oh, this is the wrong tool, let's see. Let's try this again. Fibonacci, swing low, all the way here, all the way to the top, more or less. You can see that we're at the 886. Pretty much right here, perfectly. 886 retracement. And it's a really decent retracement level where you know for a fact that your risk to reward ratio is healthy. And the reason why is because the absolute bottom is right here, whereas the absolute top is all the way here. We're obviously closer to the absolute bottom than we are the top, number one. Number two, you can put a bit of, structure. You can put a little bit of a setup into this structure right here that if we break below this bottom right here at 22 cents, that's where your invalidation is. And technically, that's where you should put your stop loss, not all the way down here. Because if this becomes a bear flag, we start falling, guys, and we have empty spaces below and weak price action below to actually suggest that we can hunt liquidity at the most painful areas, max pain zones, where the majority of the market is or has accumulated right at these levels. So what am I saying here, guys, is that the pivot point structure in its full effect. We are definitely looking for a nice rounded bottom to actually see this thing break out. But in the immediate short term, we are getting rejected. So getting into a fresh long right now has its issues. Its issues is that you are basically buying local top price action, and definitely at the bottom of the range. So what could we do in the mean term? If you have the FOMO, if you feel like you're ready to take a bit of risk, sure, take a small amount of risk, 30% right into here. Deploy another 30% down here. Deploy another 40% all the way down here at these bottoms, and basically try to accumulate within the structure, assuming that this structure is going to get respected and that we are not going to make a lower low. As soon as we make that lower low, guys, you have no choice but to cut your losses and reevaluate the market, right? Right now at the current moment, we see momentum shifting to the upside, which is super, super good. We see the momentum. Let me make this a little bit bigger. The purple line is slowly trending to the upside. As we were falling, as the price action was coming down, we were getting class A bullish divergence, which means when the price action is coming down, making lower lows, we start to see shifts in the momentum, making higher lows. And we were seeing that all into here, higher lows, and even the expansions. Look at the expansions are getting smaller and smaller, suggesting that we should see some bullish continuation, which we have gotten. Now, the question is, do we get into a bullish, extreme overbought state above the 70% mark? We peaked in. Guys, we peaked in. It's looking good. We peaked in above the 70. No doubt. We got a nice green expansion to the upside. But do we get there in a very strong way, very conviction way, as we have done in the past? Above the 70, massive impulses, massive moves until we start tapering down. The bears come in. We got red expansions. Is it time to see the bullish expansions? Let me get a yellow line in here so you can see visually what I'm talking about, because sometimes it's hard to see with all this mess. Look at this. And then as we come down, look at the bearish expansion. Now look at this. Look at the bullish expansion. Is it time to see some green waves into here as we got them before to see this thing move to the upside? Guys, say it could be bottoming out. And the bottom structures that suggest pivot point, that are transitionary phases from bearish to bullish, are ones that you need to be patient on. They don't happen overnight. They're nice accumulation periods where we can DCA nice and slowly as we build those confirmations and build those position sizes nice and fat, so that we do get that pop to the upside, we can get into some real good gains. Now, if you look at the momentum of the trend oscillator right here is looking great. Look at these EMAs, guys. Look at these EMAs, slow and steadily making higher highs and higher lows, getting into the bullish control zone, looking for that expansion to the upside. Really good. And again, let me get my yellow pen out so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Let's get rid of the price action. Let's go down here, and you can see that ultimately we had a bearish expansion. We came down, sorry. a bullish expansion. We came down here for a bearish expansion. Now do we go up for a bullish expansion? And you can see that we're basically tapering in, basically this is what we're trying to achieve. Now do we get up to the upside and get a major expansion? Look at the EMAs. All of these are slowly making higher highs and higher lows, getting upwards, going slowly pivoting to the upside. And this slow transition is what needs us to have a lot of patience and take time. Now the EMAs right now, you see they're pushing up. I know we're getting a bit of a class A bearish divergence right into here, as you can see, with the red dot suggesting confluence for divergence. But guess what, guys? The good news is that sometimes divs get invalidated, and we need to be prepared for those invalidations. As we speak, we see this purple expansion at this current moment pushing to the upside. If this purple expansion goes up higher than the previous expansion, it's going to invalidate it. And we're now pushing still to the upside. So I don't trust invalidations, bearish divergences always. This is why price action is so important to include into your thesis. Price action is first priority, then comes oscillators, okay? At the current moment, we're getting divergence, but they could get invalidated, and we could see multiple signs of bearish divergences get invalidated as we keep on going up in higher levels. We get divs, we invalidate. We get divs, we invalidate, and we keep on climbing to higher levels, guys. And that's where the magic happens, because every time we invalidate, it's likely that we get short squeezes. People start entering shorts because of the div and because of the bearish, the little bearishness that we see, and all of a sudden, invalidation, short squeeze, we start running. So what I'm trying to say here, guys, there's risk no matter which trade setup you get involved with. Currently, we are at a level where we could get rejected at the 200 daily. The setup is not the best, so let's do that. If we get in right now, and our target hypothetically right now is right there, we put our stop loss. Okay, it's not the greatest. Really what we should be targeting is bigger time frames or a bigger picture, right? We can fly right about to this level or right into this level. That is all very possible. But my major concern is that what about if we do get rejected right here? That's an issue. That's a big issue. So you can see that the risk is so massive in comparison to the potential reward. Now, if we do come down to the dip for a bit of a dip, even if we make a higher low, it improves the risk to reward. It's still pretty bad. I wouldn't be taking this trade, but if we can get this entry, it is still a very viable scenario that we are picking up more bullish bids at these lower levels, that we have the strength to eventually break above the 200 daily EMA and start breaking above horizontals. You can start taking profit right here based on these tops and bottoms. And of course, your risk to reward ratio starts to improve significantly. And you can notice that the volume profile is suggesting that there's not a lot of volume here. There's not a lot of resistance. There's no real node of volume that is massive. Okay, that one, maybe. And that's where I would take a bit of profit. Okay, fine. But the reality is this price action above is nowhere near as strong or as full as this price action down here. So it's very likely that we start moving to the upside. You know, nice slow grind to the upside once we start breaking the horizontal resistance. Guys, SEI is looking pretty good. You can see this volume right now is pushing to the upside as we see the price pushing up, guys. DCA nice and slow. The rest of the market is showing us a lot of these good signals on a lot of projects, and especially some of those micro caps that that they can move significantly in one day, 20-30%. Take half on the double as soon as you can, redistribute that capital into something else, and that rotation will keep you active. Guys, if I've offered you any value in this video, do the channel a massive favor. Slap the like button. It does really help out with the algorithm. If you want to follow me on the socials, the links are in the description below. Feel free to join the Discord, guys. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. Take care, guys. Have a good one. And don't forget, buy the dip.